So we went from the days of the GMA in 1986 to 1993. We had like 1,200 grandmasters. We went from 120 to 1,200 in like 5, 6 years.
I think we're approaching 2000 right
Exactly.
now, if we haven't surpassed it already.
Exactly.
Like
It's
16,
slowed down,
17,
but yeah.
hundreds.
So one other rule change, and it was a crucial rule change. So all of these thousands of rating points went into a pool, and because of the ladies players, and this, I mean, it just Anatoly Karpov was this dominant world champion. He won a tremendous number of tournaments, and I think his peak during his greatest years was like 2670.
No, he was higher than that.
He came later.
Yeah.
But the new rule that they instituted in the future Olympiads was like they had all of these teams with players that were unrated.
Mm-hmm.
So for Olympiads, they said everybody's 2,200. So suddenly, FIDE master norms and international master norms became possible. And then they introduced the Continentals. And the idea at the Continentals were if you scored 50%, it was an IM title. Okay? When I won the World Junior Championship in 1979, I didn't get a Grandmaster norm. I scored 10.5 out of 13. Today, if you win the World Junior Championship, it is not
right?
a GM norm. It's the
It's the
title.
title,
Yeah, directly, yeah.
No, the way that I
So-
became a FIDE master was I won in a Pan American youth event
There you
under
go.
10, I think.
Yeah.
Under 12 maybe.
Yeah, you get the FIDE master.
And I immediately got
Right.
the FIDE master title.
Wow, that's huge,
And I
right?
was like 2190, so it wasn't that far off, but it was a bit off. It wasn't that strength yet.
Okay.
But yeah, you could see FIDE masters who were like 1800, right?
Right,
Or
right.
whatever rating.
Right, exactly. And these norms and titles, literally, I don't want to disparage any countries or anything like that, but you started to see tournaments being held that were literally there with one purpose. There was to create norms.
Yeah, norm farms, they called them.
Norm factories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
norm
was
factories.
what we just described them as. And where all my criticism aside, I do think there's an enormous number of players that are very, very deserving of the Grandmaster titles. And I think of players like yourself, if you take the top 10 of today and the top 10 of, say, the 80s, you guys would wipe us out.
Yeah.
I mean, I just really feel that it's not even close.
No, for me the thing with like GM norms is, or these norm factories, yeah, they're not fair. And a lot of people strive for the GM title and don't make
Right.
it, and a lot of people get it very unfairly.
Right.
And it's all very unfair, but the GM title itself doesn't really give you much in the chess world, right?
Right.
So if you unfairly get a GM title and then you
Right.
disappear
Yeah.
because you were never that strength and you don't improve after that, like what do you gain out of it? I
Exactly.
mean, a fake title. So that's why I never saw it as a big problem. Like I've seen people
Right.
discussing.
I think you can use it outside of the chess world. So, for
That's true,
example, a lot of
yeah.
people, when they hear, "Oh, yeah, you're a grandmaster," they attribute a certain level of intellect.
Yeah,
I guess you
but-
can get jobs based
but
on
this-
that.
this
right?
is,
Yeah,
uh,
or scholarships.
scholarships, of course.
But this is
I mean,
just a mar-
especially if you're a young
This
guy
is
or
just a
young
marketing
girl.
thing. Like if I say to a non-chess player, I'm a grandmaster, they're like, okay. If I say I'm an international master, they're like, okay. I don't know which is better.
Right.
Right.
If I FIDE master, like if I was a FIDE master, or if I was a chess expert, which is
Right.
2000 level,
Yeah.
I would probably put on my business card, I'm a chess expert, because
Right.
that sounds a
And
lot better.
Expert sounds great, right? So this is
But the
where
grandmaster
people.
is a big one, right?
Yeah,
because
well-
you can have kung fu grandmasters also, right? So
Right.
people outside of the chess world think of grandmasters.
attend on, and so. But if you go back to the 70s, people like Bill Lombardi. I don't want to say bitter, but yeah, I'm going to have to say bitter. So Bill's bitter because he got this grandmaster title. He worked really, really, really hard, and then he's supposed to get these really great invitations from all of these organizers who are going to pay all of his travel, all of his expense, and give him $1,000 because his presence alone helps the tournament get its grandmaster
Yeah.
norms or international master norms. And suddenly, like, nobody's inviting Bill Lombardi because everybody's getting these norms elsewhere. And so it was sort of like Robert Byrne, they dedicated a lot of their lives to getting this very, very difficult title. It was exalted. And then it became common.
Cheapened, in some ways.
And so that hurt a lot of the guys who had dedicated.
Yeah,
but today,
undoubtedly
you don't
unfair.
even think about it. Pardon me.
It's undoubtedly unfair. I mean,
Yeah.
but so is the Susan Polgar thing. There's
Yeah,
a lot
of
of
course.
unfair things. So many unfair things in
It was like pretty
everything,
hilarious.
right?